Hey friends, Mindy here. I have a process video for you today. I'm going to be covering this little pocket journaling Bible using this kit from Bythewell4God. This kit comes with everything you need to do this project, including journaling cards and 4 sheets of stickers. There's each of 2 designs. You get your little pocket Bible. This is the New Testament with Psalms and Proverbs, an instruction sheet, some end papers, and then various fabrics that you can choose to cover your kit. So this is the kit that coordinates with Fit for the Master's Use, but they do have other kits available in the shop. I will put my affiliate link down below if you're interested in that. You can also pick up this cocoina glue there. That's my preferred method for doing these Bibles. And if you've been around a while on my channel, you know that I love to cover these. I love to use them. I just think they make a great gift. They make a good way to keep sermon notes, which is what I'm going to be doing for this one. And they're just a lot of fun, a cute, quick little project. So what you see me doing here is I'm just kind of dry fitting this piece of fabric that's going to be the main part of my cover. I got these little clips. I get asked about these all the time. I got these actually in the automotive section of my grocery store. And but you can get something similar at Dollar Tree. I know, but even, little binder clips or paper clips will work for this too. So I am using this cocoina glue stick. Again, you can get this at Bythewell4God as well. This is a starch-based adhesive, so it is real soft when you put it on, and it's not, unless you just really cover your cover with a lot of it, it won't seep through the fabric, which is why I prefer to use this glue instead of like a Fabri-Tac or something. Fabri-Tac can sometimes seep through fabric and stain it and just do some weird things. So I prefer to use this glue stick. So you can see I just kind of started with the front cover, and I'm working in sections. And if you've seen my channel, you've seen me cover these a lot. And so I do have a playlist actually of the other ones that I have done. And I do also want to apologize really quickly for my voice. I know I'm probably sound a little froggy, but I'm just a little under the weather, but I wanted to get this video up for you. So I'm using one of the other fabrics that came with the kit just to kind of wrap around the spine for a little bit of contrast. And I just used my scissors and then I just tore it. And then I'm just making sure that it's kind of evenly spaced from front cover to back cover. And I'm just going to use that same glue stick right over the top of this fabric and on the front there, and then around the spine, and then to the back side as well. Just trying to make sure that this part is as straight as possible before I move on. And then again, you can see here, I'm just doing the spine and the back side. And then I'm going to add a little bit of lace later on. So I'm not worried if these aren't like perfectly pin straight, but it's fine. So I did want to just cut off a little bit of this fabric around the corner. That's just going to help cut down some of the bulk when we're wrapping this around toward the inside. So I just cut off. I didn't want to cut it too close to the corner because with these rounded corners, you want to have a little bit of extra working space there. But I do want to also cut out a couple of these little triangles, both at the front and the back of the text block on the top and the bottom of the Bible. So you can kind of see, this is just going to make it so that this fabric wraps around the part that's like the block, the bulk of the pages. And then we'll tuck those down into the spine. This just makes it a little bit easier to wrap, and it doesn't buckle up so much. So I got those little triangles cut down, and I have basically left all of the steps of this in here. So I am doing this kind of in real time. This is actually sped up twice. So this project took me about 25 minutes. So you can see I'm just adding the adhesive along the long side first, and then I'm going to the short side. You can see I just kind of tucked that one little section over, kind of pleated it around, and then I added a little bit more glue, and then I finished wrapping it around, and then I added a little bit of glue for that second fabric piece. And you can see me, I'm going to do it again here. And I left all of this in so you can kind of see it multiple times if that's more helpful. And then I'm just kind of pleating it around, and then I am moving those clips to the corner areas and then also where this extra fabric is, just to give it a little bit of time to adhere. You do have some good working time with the cocoina glue. It doesn't dry super fast. It does give you some working time, and then after it's all finished, I will actually set it under some books overnight just to let that glue set set, but you can see I'm doing now the same thing with the other cover. So I do the long side first, and then I do the short sides. I've just found the most success doing it that way. So, and again, just placing those clips now on this back side. And don't worry about how this looks here, because that's what those little end papers are for. We will put those in and cover everything up, and you won't even be able to see any of these little fabric pieces. So just adding a little bit of glue to that fabric section right there, and then putting on that last clip. And then the last thing I need to do is tuck these little areas that are kind of where the text block is around the spine. And I'm just going to trim them down just a little bit to make this part a little bit easier. I'm using a very fancy paper clip that I've opened up. You could use just like a pokey tool or something. I just find the paper clip works great. But one trick to doing this is if you push the spine or the covers kind of back on themselves, it will open up that rounded spine of the Bible, and then you can just really tuck that fabric right down in there. I am adding just a little bit of glue, but I honestly feel like that's probably not even necessary. It's going to hold it pretty well in there. So just making sure everything is nice and smooth. And because the glue is still a little bit wet, I'm going to make sure everything is staying kind of, nice and straight. And then I'm just going to take those clips off because I want to add this little bit of lace. You certainly, wouldn't have to do this, but I want to do this now so that I can wrap it around the cover and it'll go underneath those end papers. This is also the time where you would want to do a closure of some kind if you wanted to, so that it was like underneath that paper. I'm going to be doing my closure a little bit differently, but this would be the time that you would want to do that if you want to use some of that fabric to kind of create a closure on the edge of your page. I have done those before where I have shown that process. So again, I will try to link the playlist for these Bibles down below as well, but I'm just going to do the same thing here on the back. And I did this because I wanted to kind of just soften up the edge and bring some more texture to the cover, just some more interest. And then this also covers up where I didn't get it quite straight when I was trimming it. And then just, again, replacing the little clippies on here just to hold everything in place as it's drying so that it doesn't move around while I'm working on the next part. So this is what I was talking about with the closure. If you wanted to use the fabric strip that came in with the kit, this would be the time where you would kind of adhere that in there. But again, I'm going to do something different with that. So I am going to take these end pieces now, and I'm going to fold them first. I just feel like this works the best for me, and I'm going to use my bone folder to get a nice good crease on there. If you don't have a bone folder, just use the back of your scissors or, something like that would work just fine as well. But I have a bone folder, so that's what I'm going to be using there. But I like to start with the inner page. Just have the most, I feel like I get the best results when I do it this way, but I know everybody does it different. So, you do you. I am sticking a little piece of scrap paper back there because I want to make sure that this glue is going all the way to the edges, and so I'm trying to not make a mess. So I'm just tucking that fold down into kind of the gutter space, and then I'm lining everything up with this the end paper, and then I'm gonna add glue to this end paper, and then I'm gonna kind of push my fingers kind of down into the spine there, into the gutter part of the Bible, and then adhere that to the cover, and then I'm going to replace the clips, just especially on those areas where it's a little bit bulky, like the corners and where the lace and stuff is. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing to the back side here. So just making sure that I have a lot of glue going all the way to the edges, and then I'll pull that out and adhere this. And the thing that's great about these kits from Bythewell4God is that everything is already cut. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to measure anything. Everything's already cut. Even the journaling cards that you are going to use, everything is already done for you. So it just makes a really quick, fun project. They make a great gift. I've mentioned that before. And so it's just a real fun project. I really enjoy creating these. So replacing those little clips again on these sections that are a little bit bulky. And then I will pretty much be done. I do want to do a closure, but because these Bibles tend to get really thick when I'm working on them, I tend to add my closure at the end. But I took the long piece of fabric and I just used some Fabri-Tac and kind of folded it on itself. And then will create some kind of closure with this. For now, I'm just going to kind of tie this around on the end here and just create a little bow on this side, because when I get this Bible full, it's going to be quite a bit thicker, and so I just want to make sure that my closure is going to work on there. So I tend to wait until the end to do those. But this is basically how it's going to look when it's finished. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.